Hey guys, it's Rival. I have an absolute treat for you today. We're watching Built EU West Challenger Riven One Trick play into an All AD team. As he told me himself, he sent me this gameplay. This was not played on stream. This is exclusive for this channel only with a Riven One Trick analyzing the gameplay. What more could you ask for? We have Yorick in the top lane, Viego jungling for him, a Callista mid played by Eminez, who was actually an Australian pro for a while, Caitlyn Pike bot lane. When I see an all-AD team as Riven, I'm already hovering Tabby Death Stance. I cannot wait to see how this game plays out. I'm not going to spoil anything, but he did say that he has to put his team on his back pretty hard. So let's just jump straight into the gameplay. We have Runes, we have Conqueror, Triumph, Alacrity, and Last Stand on the side of Riven. Doesn't really need Tenacity this game. They don't have too much lockdown CC that he can't dodge, i.e. Pike and Viego. So we're just going to be looking to dodge those with our E or a Q. As we see, Yorick takes a really greedy path into the wave. Yorick does not even contest Riven level 1, so he's going to eat the trade pretty hard here. As we see Riven literally take him down to 1/3 HP. Cancels that auto, unluckily. We have a Cloth 4 start on the side of Yorick into a Longsword 3 start on the side of Riven. This gameplay is going to be the entire game as well, by the way, guys, which I don't think I've done before, that I can recall anyway. So I'm pretty excited to do this. I'm going to try and not fumble my words. I'm not really sure about this Cloth start from Yorick, to be honest, because Yorick at the moment really likes to go Hullbreaker first. It's probably one of the strongest champions that synergizes with the item the best, and Cloth Armor doesn't go into any of those components. So maybe he's looking for Tabby, as we have Graves, Riven topside. That'll obviously help with a fair bit of the gank damage. We see him get a pretty, this is pretty standard for the lane so far. Riven wins level 1, level 2. Yorick can start to trade back level 3. All Yorick does is just shoot his little ghouls at Riven and tries to trap her in the cage, but Yorick definitely has kill pressure on her about maybe level 5, level 6. He has taken TP though, so he's already kind of submitting to playing the lane a little bit more passively, whereas Riven's going for Ignite. We know Flash Ignite on Riven at the moment is pretty standard, pretty staple. As we see, Built hit level 3 first. We could just do a Cheetah Recall here and take the nice wave state. Pretty clean little buy here as we got 15 CS off the bat. We have a level 1 Blitzcrank roam happening as their bot lane dies. So something pretty new, just a bot gap every single game at the moment for me, man. It's really, really frustrating. Clean trades. Yorick doesn't want to spit the cage out. Definitely probably could have gotten Riven's flash there if he was a little bit faster. Unlucky to eat that Q there. I don't think they can make the trade happen the dive happen anymore because he's taking a little bit too much damage. He might as well just base with a tidy little bit of gold. As we see Callista kill Akali mid lane. She's actually in the jungle, so she's going to be chased up to the top side of the jungle here as Graves finds her. Callista getting chased through mid lane right now. Let's see if I can track her really quickly. Very low. Does run across here. Rends the Graves. Blitzcrank runs into her. Blitz isn't going to give the assist. We know that Riven into an all-AD team is very, very strong synergistically with Death Dance as the kill goes straight across the Built. Hasn't had to do anything just yet. As we see Yorick come back and TP with the lane. Yorick has a little bit more tempo in the lane so far. Let's see if they can make this dive happen. They see Blitzcrank in the top side of the map, so really good dive from this Viego, knowing that he can't be contested. Let's continue to see what happens top side. Yorick, as I said before, has a little bit more tempo on the wave at the moment, has an item advantage, as well as a HP advantage. Riven has no more pots left. So let's just see what he decides to do. Yorick's got Tri-Brush watered as well, leaving him not open to any ganks, but he has burnt TP. So if Riven's able to make something happen here, Yorick is in a really bad spot, even though he's at an item disadvantage. If he kills Yorick here somehow, I assume this guy is a Yorick 1v1 trick, as you see his name is suggesting of something to be a Yorick 1 trick would have, but let's just see what happens. I actually have play against a Yorick 1 trick quite often myself in OS, named Slogdogs. My boy is actually one of my good friends, but either way, it's always good to watch someone else's take on the matchup. I definitely have seen a lot more mistakes out of this Yorick than I do Slogdogs. Slogdogs is a really good player. As we see Yorick having to back off because of the pressure top Blitzcrank, because there's 3 bot lane. I don't think this roam for Blitzcrank is very worth. I personally would be pinging the living shit out of this Blitzcrank because I'm having to split XP and Ezreal's died 3 times. This Caitlyn's 2-0-2 at 5 minutes into the game. She's almost a kill a minute. And this roam from Blitzcrank's not getting anything done, but definitely could have prevented another couple of deaths off Ezreal as well, because Ezreal also with Death Stance, Frozen Heart, could be negating a lot of that damage as Blitzcrank hooks and ignites for no reason. However, we are getting a little bit of XP lead on the Riven. While he's splitting XP, Yorick is still getting denied XP. So not the worst. However, the red team / Caitlyn's team has already taken the bottom tower and they're about to take the first dragon of the game as Yorick bases, gets boots 1 here. So he's definitely going for Tabby. Not a bad itemization choice for this Yorick because he recognizes that he's weak side. So this is pretty smart macro from the Yorick here. We see him heading bot lane straight away because Caitlyn's going to reset off this dragon. Okay, so she bases here and she should go top or mid. So Yorick immediately takes the long lane here because he's the weakest player in the map right now as Riven hits level 6 and Yorick's still level 4 with a double the CS advantage. Someone's got to come in into top. Looks like it'll be Caitlyn. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not we have a match by the ADC and the support, whether they'll follow the Caitlyn or whether we'll just see Riven go back top again. However, Riven's quite strong. So we have level 5 and level 4 out of the Caitlyn Pyke, while Riven has ult advantage. So they definitely could make something happen here as we see a bit of a fight happening mid lane. We got 3 mid. I just realized I can actually go watch it. What am I doing? Let's just continue to see what happens. I want to see how this Kalista pick's working out. Got Akali quite low. Akali can itemize quite well into all AD as well if she just goes into an early Seekers. As we see Kalista whiff that Q there. Kali's gone in a little bit early, I would say. Kalista gets Eden just there. Viego comes to join the fight. If he doesn't get a reset, it shouldn't be too bad. Unless Pyke hits a Q here. Alright, we've managed to dodge it, not too bad. We've got Yorick matching the Ezreal level 5 to level 5, and Riven's coming across mid here because the wave isn't pushed in. Never mind, he's going straight back top. We know that Caitlyn hasn't burnt Flash yet because all those dives are really clean, which is the really hard part to play into an ADC when they're really fed. If Caitlyn face checks this... Alright, Caitlyn's just dead, mate. Clean, very clean, gets a shutdown. We trade. Oh, if he had summoners up here. Oh, he's just killing everybody. Those plates, along with that XP advantage, just as let Riven completely shut them down. So as we see here, guys, we have a pretty big advantage on Riven already, but everyone else in there, he's literally got 75% of their kills. We have 1 kill on the Graves as well. Most of their threats still their bot lane, though. Caitlyn's died, Pyke has died. I just don't... The overextension from Caitlyn is just like... This is a high elo game, like Built's challenger at the moment. So I'm just kind of like, the amount of mistakes I'm seeing is pretty shocking, to be honest. We see Caitlyn head back top lane, definitely giving him the window for the carry here. We have the base, challenger recall looking very nice. Let's speed it up. We have Caitlyn coming back to match the Riven as we have an early Gore Drinker already at 7 minutes and 58 seconds. Let's see if his team wants to come and help him. Farming at 80, we have Noon Quiver pickaxe on the side of Caitlyn with a serrated Dirk and Moby Boots on the Pyke. Pyke can definitely help around the map as Akali picks up a kill mid. It's actually really beneficial for Riven players to have another champion that can like soak pressure in fights. So having a champion like Akali that can just dive in and then shroud to draw the pressure off the Riven. If you're really, really fed as Riven, it's actually super hard to carry because all the attention just gets used on you. Like everyone's just going to be watching you. The second you jump in, someone's holding a spell for you, 100%. So it can be really, really hard to actually operate. We see Yorick still at 28 CS, where Riven's almost at 70. Definitely got an advantage on the top side here. We got 3 top lane though. As we see Blitzcrank still doing sweet FA. Akali trying to come and match the push that's happening in the top lane here. Very oppressive to play against Caitlyn with these traps. As he's just killing everybody over and over and over again. Oh my god, it almost looked like he wanted to get hooked by that then. Very, very well played. We see the early Tabby picked up as well. Itemizing defensively already, very, very smart. As we obviously know how high value Tabby is into all their champions. They're literally all auto attackers except for Pyke. I mean, you could almost argue that Yorick is an AD caster, but either way. We see Akali get out there. Kalista's picked up a kill. Pyke's coming for the flank here. Riven foresees this. Dodges the Pyke stun. Pyke gets the kill on Akali though. He should be able to pick up the kill on Pyke here. Nice. Really good ignite there. Gets the Pyke flash. Lovely. We're 6-1, 10-10 at the moment with all of our gold on the Riven. That being said, if this was a game where there was a caster, it would be a lot harder for Riven, but because she can defensively itemize so optimally, this is going to be a fair bit easier actually. We see she heads top lane here. We have a Herald mid lane with the Caitlyn Viego bases, Kalista and Pyke coming out of base to match the Riven. Now we have a 2-4-2 Kalista with shield bow and her Berserker's Greaves heading top lane to answer the Riven. Riven has no flash. Flash coming up in about a minute and a half. Leading the game in the way of CS. Just matched by Caitlyn. Ezreal keeping up in CS quite nicely though, despite being weak-sided. I actually really, really would be tilted out of my mind if this Ezreal, if I was this Ezreal. So the fact that he's done so well to maintain composure is admirable. Kalista trying to put on a little bit of pressure on this Riven, making him second guess whether or not he's getting roamed on. Akali covering the roam, just in case the gank happens. This definitely is like a 1v9 angle. But we see too many mid, and we know Yorick's bot, so even if it's 2v1, Riven would still kill them. Kalista playing extremely aggressively for literally what? With no flash, no ignite. The enemy team really giving him all the tools that he needs to succeed this game as Yorick answers the push and the solo kill with a TP. Level 7 Yorick to level 10 Riven at 11 minutes in the game. We see a base is going to itemize straight into Death Dance here. I imagine, yes. I think this build is fine. He definitely could have probably gone a Chain Vest, but because you're not going Lucidity Boots and he doesn't have Resolve this game, going that little bit of extra CDR from the Caulfield's Warhammer is not a bad buy at all. The Chain Vest will be the next buy for sure. Yorick putting down the cage defensively. This is where it just feels really oppressive to play against as Riven for Yorick, because Riven doesn't auto-attack that fast, and it's really hard to clear all the creeps out and the wall at the same time. It's really easy if you're playing a champion like Set, because he's obviously very auto-attack based, so you can knock down those walls really fast and you can clear those little ghouls out. They take less damage off the they take less damage off AoE spells, which obviously Riven has all of. Callista just literally, I don't know why he keeps walking up. Like, it's just, like, I don't get it. Okay, we have 3 coming top lane here. Like, I know this guy is good. I don't know if he's just like turbo limit testing or like what. Riven's got 7 kills. Look at her items. I don't actually doubt if Riven had ult up there, she could definitely 1v3 because her flash is up too. There's no way she couldn't 1v3. We know Viego's not even on the map. He's just spotted by a ward. We have 3 still top lane. Yorick with his Maiden. Bill's having to burn his flash there. You see Akali's coming in for the flank here. Let's see how she approaches this fight. Ignites a Callista kill. Free kill here. Callista playing really far up with like crazy aggression. Yorick having to back off here. Viego hovering. Caitlyn answering mid lane. Riven still pushing it in here. We have the entire game coming top lane at the moment. Ezreal's still 1-4. Akali's still 2-4. Riven holding all the gold on her side. They can win this if they play this well. They need to knock this tower down though. Good dodge by Graves. Pyke misses by Q. Pyke's Q misses. Words, please. Man, I've played enough Riven to know he's just looking for an opening here. We have Caitlyn showing in the middle of the lane, so he's not really worried. And Callista just coming out of base in accordance to her death timer there. Yorick with the Trinity Force and Abby. I actually haven't seen Trinity Force Yorick yet. I think Caitlyn's going to take mid lane though. There's just a lot of shenanigans going on in this game. Caitlyn literally hitting the inhib tower as they're looking to break this top tower, but we don't want to greed for it. These sort of little skirmishes here are game winning as Caitlyn's taking the inhib tower. Still pushing more waves in. Pyke is looking for the reset. Yorick is just, I don't know what Yorick's doing. He's just leaving everyone. He's just fighting over this one auto of a tower. We've got Akali finally come for the flank here, drawing a lot of attention. I just don't like this Viego build is odd, right? Like, isn't Sundra just like better this game? I don't know. I don't play Viego. What am I saying? Hitting the very nice third Q there. He must have had vision. Okay, I'm going to just break this down really quickly. So as a mechanic on Riven, so I need to pause because this is going to take a little bit of explaining. When you're playing Riven, to wall hop, your champion needs to face the wall, right? Like her actual model needs to be perpendicular to the wall here. So the 2 ways to achieve this are you can EQ into the wall or you can just like micro click. Like you can be facing this way and then like really small little clicks. So Riven faces this way and then third Q over. If not, a trick that a lot of Riven 1 tricks do, and it's a pretty minor detail, like you can distinguish a good Riven player because they do this, and this is what Build does here. So really quickly, we see him here. He has vision of Pyke, Viego, not of Yorick because there's no wards here. He heads into the Tribrush to try and contest the Viego. Caitlyn's also topside here. So I'm kind of wondering how... So you'll see Riven's model almost like just turn immediately. So Graves has to be able to see Yorick here. Because for Riven to do this, she literally just hovers her mouse over Yorick and presses Q and her model will change immediately. You'll see this happen. I'll slow it down for you. Right here. See how she like changes angle literally immediately? Because of the fact, like he's played it correctly. Obviously, that's exactly how he meant to play it as Riven. Pyke interrupts. Riven's still going to get the wind slash off. Well done. Just a tiny little detail, you guys. Just something for you guys to pick up if you play Riven. These small little like details are going to make you distinguish you from a good Riven player and a great Riven player. You see Caitlyn flashing here. Blitzcrank misses the CC'd hook, man. Oh, Ezreal matching the Callista. Callista looking for the dive, even though Ezreal had... Oh my lord, what is going on? Okay. The aggression from everybody. This is a lot of fighting. We've got 30 kills in 15 minutes. EUS Challenger, pop off. Riven on the probably 8.5 CS per minute mark. We have the same on Callista and Caitlyn. Caitlyn fed again. We know that, another little tip though, we know that Blitzcrank and Caitlyn both weren't flashed at the same time. So Blitzcrank with a flash, Caitlyn with a flash down. So we know an easy way to track Caitlyn's flash is just looking at Blitzcrank's flash. They're very approximate to each other. We have the Death Stance completed on Riven, an absolute raid boss who's going to be eating these fights from now on. We have Dragon coming up very, very shortly within the next minute. We're going to look to push and get mid prior here as we see Yorick still top lane, doesn't have TP up either. We're probably tracking that. Pyke still pressuring mid. Riven no flash either though. Riven's flash is still about 3 minutes away. Not like he can just get onto the Riven there as he dodges the Pyke Q with his Q. Very good. Level 2 level advantage on the Caitlyn, eating a fair bit of damage for free. Let's see how the team sets it up. Blitzcrank sending a hook to Narnia. I don't know. Caitlyn's so oppressive to play against, man. Look at all these traps. We've got Yorick pushing down top lane pretty hard. He doesn't have his hull breaker yet, though, so his speed's not going to be quite as fast. Everyone's setting up for this dragon. They have 2 dragons on the side of the red team already. We can't give away the third, or otherwise that pressure of getting soul. Riven is definitely the decider of the game, so they have to be watching her in this fight. So Blitzcrank getting a pick onto the Pyke. Lovely. Takes a lot of pressure off the Riven. As Riven heals basically to full with the Death Dance, she must have got an assist on the Pyke there. Kalista flanking around. Viego sitting in the fog. Riven going to zone. So this is really good by Built because we know that even like we've just ditched the dragon. Yeah, whatever. But we know the main threat isn't really the fight because Pyke is dead. It's more just stopping Viego from getting in the pit. So Riven just goes out to zone and she can just frontline for years because she has Death Dance. So Windslash, like Riven is so fed here. Like look at the work that Death Dance does. Kalista obviously no flash from before when she tried to dial the Ezreal. Just being able to face tank with Tabby and Death Dance there. Really well played by Built, just denying the access to the pit from the dragon. A lot of pressure going off that team fight. We have a level 9 Viego to a level 11 Graves. So Graves definitely got himself back into the game. Well played by him as we see a dragon take. Pyke and Caitlyn pushing out mid as they go to pressure the Herald. Riven goes to take the bottom tower. Lovely. Great gameplay all around. We see Riven really asserting and adding a lot of pressure into that team fight. Walking up so that Viego couldn't get into the pit. Was really, really smart. And we obviously know this Kalista has just shown ridiculous amounts of aggression in this game. So tries to fight the Riven even though we know how fed they are. Probably could have pinged it off. Like just Pyke's gotten picked there. It's a mistake. It happens. Just give up the objective and don't throw your lead too far because now it's 19 to 17. So Riven's definitely controlled most of the skirmishes this game. Kalista comes to answer level 11. Kalista to level 13. Riven walking up for some reason. Kalista with no shield bow because she literally just died. Doesn't know where anybody is, but decides to contest anyway. This is really smart by Built. He left the kill for Kalista there. He left the Kalista kill for Graves there because he knows he needs to start spreading the gold. And Graves is also another champion that's really effective into all AD teams because he synergizes so well when he goes Tabby Death Dance. This game, despite the lead of the red team, I would almost say is over unless something really dramatic happens. As we see Yorick just... I don't know what he's doing. Like, Riven's just so tanky, man. Flash out of the Pyke as well. Oh, the Death Dance healing from the Graves ult. Bro, the Caitlyn ult comes out as well. Man, Death Dance. Oh, I don't want it to get nerfed, but it's going to get nerfed. Holy shit. That healing was insane. Level 13 Riven to level 11 Caitlyn here. We have Caitlyn with no summoner still. Doing these fights very well. Riven, that Death Dance, dude. Oh... So Death Dance on top of the Collector actually killed Riven there. Okay, Caitlyn's still hurting a lot. Very well played by Caitlyn there with the... Man, that actually did so much damage. Dodging the EQ from Riven with a Gale Force. Let's watch that again. So Riven goes from 250 HP all the way down to the bottom into the Collector threshold. That's actually something that I have to be aware of. As Blitzcrank misses another hook on Caitlyn. This guy has literally done nothing but just exist on the map. This Caitlyn's trying her absolute hardest. They pick up the kill on Caitlyn there. We're just speeding it up. We're only focusing on the Riven in this game. We see Kalista and Yorick still pushing out the bot lane here. They come to answer. We know Riven can literally just like walk at anybody now. As the Black Cleaver's completed, she's going to have probably somewhere between the 80 haste, somewhere in there. How do I even see the stats? We've got... Bruh. Spectator tool, cooperate with me. We got 75 haste on the side of Riven here, so Black Cleaver Death Dance, you're going to be hopping everywhere. I don't normally like going this build, just because you do lack a little bit more haste as opposed to going Ionian, Boots of Lucidity, and Transcendence. As we see Ezreal get picked off mid, Viego gets a reset. This is going to be a hard fight to win. Caitlyn still killing everybody, still very, very fed. Gets a massive shutdown on the Graves. This Kate's team fighting really, really well. As Blitzcrank misses another hook, man. These are all like game-turning hooks that he's missing. This Kate trying her absolute hardest to win the game. Riven, no ult here. All right, we got flash out of Caitlyn here. We know that we can time this. Caitlyn's still not out of safety yet. Riven dodges the Viego E. Very well played. Caitlyn takes the hop with the blast cone. We have a Herald mid lane as well. Bro, there's so much happening this game. Holy shit. 47 kills in 20 minutes. We have the hull break finally completed on Yorick. Going to be pressuring the side lane. Riven's still chasing. Does the third Q technique that I said before. Caitlyn's still hovering topside. Pyke surely comes to help. So does Kalista. Misses the third Q. Okay. Let's just see how this eventuates. If he hits that third Q, he gets a really nice engage, but Pyke was almost there too. Kalista flashing also. Burning flashes left and right. Hops the tower. Death Dance healing. Great dodge on the Pyke. Caitlyn also still there. Riven flash coming up soon. I think he's going to... Yeah, there's honestly not much he could do there. Akali was cut off for a really long time to the Viego. He was left the devices of the Fed Caitlyn as Yorick is taking the base. This is the hard part. Blitzcrank is just literally... I swear he's trolling. He has to be. There's literally... Like, I haven't seen him do anything. He's just never in the right place. Like, I don't know what he's achieving as Yorick's just taking the base. Like, for what? He's an 0-3 Yorick with Hullbreaker. And he's still allowed to do this. Like, no one can stop him. Oh, this game is an absolute fiesta. All right, well, we know we've got no flashes on the side of the carries. Viego, Caitlyn, and Kalista, all no flashes. Yorick finally gets answered, man. We have the third dragon being contested here as Pyke almost gets one shot by Graves. Kalista, Pyke, and Caitlyn all coming down to answer the dragon. Let's see if we can't get a steal here. A little bit earlier, boys. Bad luck. Riven finally comes to answer straight out of the base. We're going into a random zone, it looks like here. Or does Thornmail build out of Warden's Mail still? I don't know. I barely build that item. Definitely not a bad idea, though. As Riven's chasing the Kalista down. Haste not quite high, so she can definitely look to do these. Kalista just face checking things. For no, okay. Sure, 176 is a 3 and 12 Kalista. People are tilted this game or something, I don't know. Built is just running amok with this game so far. 14, 3 and 5 in the way of Riven. 3, 12, 3 Kalista, 10, 3, 8 Caitlyn, 6, 5, 11 Pyke. If they get Riven to the threshold where Pyke can ult or Kalista can kill Riven with a collector, they're in trouble. This is the hard part here because they have to send Riven to answer the waves here while they're still team fighting top. And Yorick just gets a split on the other side of the map for free, which is kind of a worry because that's all Yorick can really do. He doesn't contribute to any team fights because he has hull break, so he loses stats if he goes to the fights here. So Riven's forced to answer this side lane here as his team's already top and looking to fight without Riven for some reason. We have a collated Hextech Protobelt onto the Akali as she tries to dodge the Viego. No one gets hit by it, luckily. Blitz standing there, just not hooking anybody, nothing. Sees the Pyke there. Okay, we've hit a hook. Incredible. Pyke flashes to safety. Ezreal R can finish him off. Very clean R there. I was actually kind of blind too. There's no ward there. Very well played. Riven's starting to come and answer. He's sort of hovering the bottom side. We know that that's kind of their plays to end the game through the bottom of the map. Graves is quite fed here. We have Eclipse. Okay, Lister's just dead again. Lister doing about as much as Blitzcrank. I'm not going to lie. We have Caitlyn's been collapsed on by Akali. She surely dies. Very nice. Riven just cleaning up the wave in the bottom side. Like, they lose all pressure by Kalista just playing fights like this. And just exposing herself to the map. I think this is GG, I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I would have liked Black Cleaver out of the Graves or Death Stance more. Definitely would have helped a bit, but I just don't even know. Like, we have Yorick and Blitzcrank both just kind of like, well, I would even argue Kalista and Yorick both just giving their team a hard time. This Caitlyn, like, Riven's just won so many skirmishes in a row. It's 33 to 24 now. Level 16 to the highest level in their team. I can't see because they're all dead. Kalista level 12 with 165 CS, built with 205 CS, 24 minutes. And then we have Caitlyn with 199 CS, so about the same as the Riven at level 13, I'm going to say. Level 12 or 13? Okay, level 14. Kind of close. We have Riven hovering the bot side still. We see Kalista and Yorick. Riven can definitely 2v1 this like easily. Kalista's level 12, Yorick's level 13. Riven going for the Frozen Heart, actually. Okay, Yorick flashing for a lot of reason. Riven just... Okay. This is kind of... On the side of the Kalista, this is kind of sad to watch. I'm not going to lie. As we see, Riven feed another kill across the Graves. Oh. Yeah, just don't know. Riven pushing up here. I would love to know the ideology behind going Frozen Heart. So we have 20 ability haste, obviously really strong on Riven. The mana obviously wasted, but 80 armor. I guess it's for the Winter's Caress because they're all auto attackers. That would make sense, right? Reduce incoming attack damage. Reduce incoming damage from attacks by up to 16 health, capped at 40% of the attack's damage. Right. Didn't even know that existed. More you know. As we see Viego doing Viego things, getting resets, hits your E on the Ezreal and the ult. Viego so effectively, able to turn these fights. Just one reset. Surely Graves one-shots his Pyke here. Good. Ezreal probably able to... Okay, never mind. Gets hit by the Yorick Bulls. What is even going on? I can't keep up with what's happening. Riven on almost a 1,000 gold shutdowns. Yorick goes to take the inhib. Never mind. Riven's here, level 13 to level 17. Almost level 18. Riven 26 minutes into the game. Surely they're going to make a game-changing play soon. The next objective is Baron, as their bottom inhib should be looking to come up pretty soon. We have Caitlyn just coming out of base. Kallista's shown bot lane, so they're not at literally any threat of Kalista even contesting the Baron. Pyke coming out of base as quick as he can with the Moby Boots. We have Viego, Caitlyn, and Pyke all coming to contest, but the Baron will be fallen by the time they get there. Their next play is to take the Dragon Soul. So it looks like they're going to swap Baron for Dragon Soul, I guess. As we see Ezreal clearing the bottom wave, we have a Crown, Essence Reaver, and Mirror Mana. Frozen Heart completed at Ezreal, so also gone a really key. Okay. I'm just going to skip back a little bit because a few people entered there. Okay, Akali gets hooked by the Pyke. Zonya's into Caitlyn, gets hit by the Pyke, gets one shot by the Caitlyn with Collector. Blitzcrank also dies. Pyke comes through. Riven having to leave the way now. We have everyone funneled into this little choke here as Viego dies. Riven should just still eat this fight. There's just nothing they can do. She's so tanky, but also so strong. Level 17, level 13 out of Caitlyn. Heal comes through and the flash. Level 15, only barely surviving as Pyke gets run down by the Riven. Level 12 to level 17. See if Riven still wants to chase the Pyke here. Such a slippery champion. Just one-shots him without ult. No worries, mate. Easy peasy. Yorick taking the mid lane while they do that, though. They didn't even get the dragon either. I think Graves still took it and then went to answer Yorick straight away as Riven just demolished the team fight. Riven can almost 1v5 now. If Riven had flashed and was able to dodge their 2CC, then Riven would probably just eat this fight, maybe with like one more completed component. I'm going to say that Caulfield's Warhammer is going to go into Yomu's Ghostblade or a Cyrilda's Grudge. We see built with the Baron buff, clearing out the mid wave, pushing in that last super minion, go and take the tower. They're only 1,000 gold ahead despite being 14 kills and a Baron buff, which just goes to show how much gold is on the Riven and the fact that they've gotten a few shutdowns off that fight as well. We see Callista walking up, level 14 to level 18 Riven. It's really hard for Callista to play into the Riven as her shield bow hasn't even come back from when she died last again. Dodges the Pyke E with a Q very clean. Riven can just eat this tower. She's so fed. Okay. Yorick having to base here to come and answer the massive push that's happening in the mid. 18, 3 and 8 performance, 46 to 29. As we see Riven collapse onto the Yorick as well. Yorick will get taken down here. Caitlyn's still just trying her hardest to defend. Riven taking absolutely no damage despite being under 2 Nexus towers. Riven will surely... never mind. I was going to say will surely fall. We have an 18, 3 and 10 game today. An absolute 1v9 by Built. Very, very cleanly played. I hope you guys enjoyed. Dude, I literally couldn't even talk so much what's happening in this game. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like, give it us a sub. If you didn't like the video, leave it a dislike, and some feedback would be amazing. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out. I'm going to be uploading a lot more really shortly. I've been doing almost daily videos, so love you guys all so much. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.